Good evening, members of the board, superintendent, members of the community. My name is Kyle McLeod. I'm an English teacher at Horlick High School. I stand before you today to discuss the mass removal of books from our district's libraries. Last week, I took my summer school class to the Horlick Library to find novels. I was shocked to find that almost half of the shelves were nearly empty, stripped of the dynamic collections of books that they once held. It is my understanding that this was happening without open communication across the district and with no clear rationale or explanation. Many teachers are not even aware this purge was happening. One of my students was looking for the novel The Catcher in the Rye. It is a classic of adolescent literature and has been widely taught and read in schools for the past 60 years. Before this purge, this student would have been able to walk out of our library with this novel. However, due to this destructive and regressive overhaul, the student was told that he would have to go to the Racine Public Library to find that book. We are already depriving our students of resources. Additionally, the district would now have to pay Follett, the school's encouraged book vendor, to replace this lost book. That's money to replace a book that, until last week, we already owned. And worse yet, these books are not being sold or donated. They are being shredded and recycled. To illustrate, this is a book. It can be read, it can be sold, it can be donated. That is a book after the district purge. It cannot be sold, it cannot be donated, and it cannot be read because it is no longer a book. It is garbage. That could have been the book that inspired one of my students to love reading, but I'll never know because it's been ripped in half. Now that little stunt cost me $6, the retail cost of that book. The district is doing that to literally thousands of books. How much is it costing us? Or more accurately, how much is it costing them? I am a product of this district. I graduated from Case High School in 2005. The library, both for me and for many others, was and is a place of sanctuary and retreat. I was able to find books that were not taught, that weren't necessarily modern or tied to curriculum, but that resonated with me. Books that helped me grow and learn about myself. Now, the days of libraries that foster exploration and inquiry are seemingly numbered. A library is not a curriculum repository. A good library should promote ideas of all sorts, ideas new and old, established and developing, provocative and bold and challenging ideas that push our students to better understand themselves. Literature is not simply a tool to improve test scores. Literature is a mirror that we hold to the world and to ourselves, a way to explore our own lives and thoughts and, by extension, our very humanity. I am baffled that this district can say it wants to promote literacy and cultural relevance while at the same time culling itself of the resources that are so desperately needed to accomplish these goals. Perhaps the idea to sweep our libraries was well-intentioned, but the haphazard way it has been done has made it painfully clear that we have cut off our nose to spite our face. Our community deserves better, and our children deserve better. In the novel Fahrenheit 451, author Ray Bradbury writes of a society that sets fire to all of its books. A society that abhors the very ideals that we so desperately want to instill in our own children: creativity, inquiry, and independent thought. He wrote this to warn of the dangers of censorship and of the devastating price that we pay when free thought is exterminated. Our students, however, will not know this because Fahrenheit 451 is one of the thousands of books slated to be purged. I am proud to be a teacher in Racine Unified, but today, as I stand and watch my district light the first match, I am not proud. I am ashamed. Thank you for your time.